Good morning, friends. I hope you're all doing well. Happy Sunday, although it's probably not Sunday when you're watching this, but I'm up a little bit earlier than I would normally be on a Sunday. I do enjoy a long lie normally, but my lovely friend has very kindly invited me to go to her church for a change today because her baby is being dedicated. So I'm heading to a different part of town today. It's sort of West Edinburgh direction, so I'll be getting the tram in a little while, and I just thought it might be nice to bring you along today because I'll have an all-day tram ticket. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with the day. I would really like to have a walk through Princes Street Gardens at some point because I haven't really done that this year, I don't think. So I think that would be a really nice thing to do before all the leaves are blown off the trees with all the wind that we've been having lately. And I'm also really craving a recipe for dinner that I made maybe about a month ago and really enjoyed it. So I'm going to try and get the ingredients for that recipe to make that for dinner tonight. So it's just going to be a very, very chill, hopefully very cozy vlog. Anyway, I would love it if you would like to spend the day with me and see where it takes us. I'm going to finish my cup of tea, which is a Gen Mai Cha this morning. I really need to check if that's the pronunciation. I always think about it on camera and then never actually check it. So I'm going to have my cup of tea, get myself ready, and then head out to catch the tram. We've arrived! It's got to that time of year where any public transport, inside buildings, it's just so warm, which is lovely. It's nice not to be cold, but the air is so dry. It's a very niche reference, but if any of you have seen SpongeBob, when he enters into Sandy's home and he just becomes like a shriveled because there's no water in there, that's how I feel at this time of the year, just being in such a really hot, dry atmosphere. Anyway, we are in Ball Green, and I think for once I'm actually very early. We're on time, so I'm just gonna take a leisurely stroll. I left my microphone at home and it's pretty windy today, so hopefully you can hear me. But yeah, I'm wearing my favourite jumper of the moment, which I wore in my last video, and I almost didn't wear it today because I was like, I wore it in the Perth video, and then I realised how silly that was. But I'm not sure this was the warmest, wisest choice to wear today because I'm pretty cold. That's me out. What a beautiful service, and oh yeah, my friends' children are just the cutest. I'm very biased, but they really are. Anyway, I had thought if I'd had time that we could have had a walk around Stockton Park properly and also gone to the Furniture Initiative charity shop. However, I'm pretty hungry, and since I'm at this side of town, I thought I could go to my favourite Honeycomb. See, I told you I'm hungry. Honeycomb tea room for lunch, because ever since I had their savoury waffles with avocado, salmon and poached eggs, it's been one of my favourite meals. Well, I've only had it once, but it was spectacular. So I'm sort of quickly walking to the tram stop to catch the tram back to Haymarket for lunch. Thank you so much. Oh, that looks amazing. Thank you. I feel so much better. I'm full, I'm warm, I'm so happy now. I was really running on empty there. But I didn't notice when I went into the shop, maybe when I look back at the footage I'll see it, the sign on the door was closed. So they normally are open till 2 p.m. every other day. It's a bit windy here. But on Sundays they close at 1 p.m. So when I went in, I could tell from her face that she wanted to tell me something or something wasn't quite. So I said, are you open till 2 p.m. today? And she's like, no, I'm so sorry, we're closed. But maybe I can rustle you something up, very quickly. So I was like, are you sure? I'm happy to go somewhere else, there's no bother. So she was very, very kind and made me a frittata brioche roll, a brioche roll with frittata, smashed avocado and salmon. Oh. So I didn't get my waffles because she'd cleaned that up already, but I enjoyed the salmon brioche just as much. It was delicious. And I had their Turkish apple tea, perfect for today, like a crisp autumn day. But yeah, huge thanks to, I think her name's Lisa, who owns Honeycomb Tea Room, because she's a star. I'm so happy that I'm now lovely and full, and yeah, I don't know where I would have gone to get lunch. Anyway, let's go for a wee wander. I'm in this little corner hiding from the wind so it's not too annoying for you to listen to. But I don't think I actually told you what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to walk through part of Princess Street Gardens, and then so yesterday I had almost done a weekend vlog. However, I was just too lazy to leave my flat, so what I ended up doing was going online and planning people's Christmas presents, which I know is very early, but I'm anticipating December with Vlogmas and everything to be just so busy that I really want to get on top of it. So I saw that one of the shops on Princess Street has something I'm looking for at a very good price, because me and my friends don't do expensive gifts. We either do charity shop gifts, or a couple of my friends are quite happy getting, I know it's not very sustainable, so but I'm actually going to Primark or Primark, depending how you say it, because they have a very cute pair of fluffy slippers. Oh, it's windy. Well, they apparently have it in stores, but I have to find out if it's accurate online. Anyway, that's what I'm doing, and then we'll see what we do with the rest of the day. Well, that was simply delightful, but not for the reason I was expecting. I didn't get what I was looking for in the supermarket to make my soups this evening. However, I bumped into a really good friend of mine. I think she's appeared here before, Rachel, and her partner, so that was really, really lovely to see both of them, and such a nice surprise. I was just on my phone trying to connect to the Wi-Fi, and then someone called my name. So that was a lovely surprise. Anyway, since they didn't have what I was looking for, I think I'm going to have to go to Tesco. Oh, it's windy. To go to Tesco to find the right ingredients. So I think I'm going to get the tram. Got all my ingredients for my soup tonight. And that's me home. I'm so happy to be home. I really enjoyed my outing. However, it was getting to the point in the day where it was just getting really cold, quite chilly. And also, I'm just in desperate need of a cuppa. And I'm really in the mood for an elderberry. Oops. I should have it in here somewhere. My tea cupboard is overflowing. Here we go. I've got some elderberries here. And I tend to drink these in winter because I read that they're meant to be quite good for your immune system. And having been out and about there are a lot of coughs and sneezes going around. So yeah, I don't know if this helps, but it tastes nice to me anyway. I think it's more of an acquired taste, but I do quite like it. So let's have some elderberry tea. Oh, it's just so lovely to be back home in my onesie. I've got the heating on. The fairy lights are on. It's not dark yet, but I think it should be dark in about roughly half an hour. Yeah, it's 4 o'clock at the moment and sunset's at 4:30 now since the clocks went back just recently there. Anyway, I've got a little while before I need to cook dinner and I'm so looking forward to making the recipe. It's called One Pot Fall Vegetable Orzo and Chickpeas. If you're curious and want more information, I'll leave it linked in the description. And I already had the butternut squash, but I did need to pick up an onion. I had garlic, mushrooms, kale. I'm so grateful that I got the last kale in Tesco because M&S had sold out. And Lidl sometimes has it. They generally don't, but occasionally they do. And I got chickpeas and already had some parmesan, so I think it would just be so nice. I really, really enjoyed it last time. It was very Moorish and very filling, and yeah, it was just a very, very warming dish. It was lovely. So I think I'm going to try my best to make that tonight. Hopefully it goes as well as it did last time. And in the meantime, I think I'm going to maybe read a little bit. I've currently started 2 books. So the book that I had with me in the Honeycomb tea room today is Days at the Murasaki Bookshop by Satoshi Yagasawa, I think. And this book, I'll just read the blurb to you. From the beginning of summer to early spring, I lived at the Murasaki bookshop. I spent that period of my life in the spare room on the second floor of the store, trying to bury myself in books. The cramped room barely got any light, and everything felt damp. It smelled constantly of musty old books. But I'll always remember the days I spent there, because that's where my real life began. And I know, without a doubt, that if not for those days, the rest of my life would have been bland, monotonous and lonely. The Murasaki bookshop is precious to me. It's a place I know I'll never forget. So I've just read maybe about 2 chapters, I think. And so far it's following a woman who has lost her job, lost her boyfriend, and is just grieving and just a bit lost in general. So she gets a call from her uncle, who she's kind of lost touch with, and he runs the Murasaki bookshop, and he's actually looking for some help, and he invites her to stay with him, and maybe she can help out at his bookshop to help. So yeah, I was enjoying it. I've only read 2 chapters, but I already felt myself getting immersed in the story, and I've read a similar one called the Hyung, I've forgotten the name of it, but it's also, I put it on the screen, it's another bookshop. I think that one is maybe South Korean. So I have that option. The other one I also got at a little library. It's by Emil Gabor. Oh, I'm so sorry, I can't pronounce that. But it's called The Blackmailers, and it's published in the 1867, and it's obviously a very different book from Days at the Murasaki bookshop. This one is a lot more, I think, of a crime caper, mystery, drama, intrigue. And when I was looking up reviews of it on Goodreads, somebody said that it's parts of it is similar to the writing of Dumas, which, if that's true, I think I'll quite like it because I love The Count of Monte Cristo. I don't love The Three Musketeers quite as much, but I did still enjoy elements of it. And this one follows a sensational bank robbery in Paris, and the suspicion falls immediately upon Prosper Bertomi, the young cashier whose extravagant living has been the subject of gossip among his friends, as a network of deceit, blackmail, murder, villainy closes around Prosper and his lover Madeleine. Monsieur Lecoq of the French... oh, there's a lot of words here that I can't pronounce, embarks on a daring investigation to prove the young man's innocence in the face of the evidence and discover the truth behind the otherwise impossible crime. So two very different books. But I think I'm just going to maybe read a little bit of both and see which one takes my fancy. So that's my plan until I need to cook. So that's the end of the day, and it's been such a lovely Sunday. I am also very ready for bed, but I thought I would read a little bit before I go to sleep because I have a slight confession. It was my intention to do a fair bit of reading before I cooked dinner. However, I got to reading a little bit of The Blackmailers and a little bit of Days at the Morisaki Bookshop, and I think I've decided to go with Days at the Morisaki Bookshop as my next read because it's such a popular book and many people have read it, and I would just like to sort of be one of those people that knows what everyone's talking about and remembers the story. I just feel like I'm left out of the group. If you can hear any noises, it's my neighbour upstairs. Anyway, I was saying that it was my intention to read a good chunk of the book, but I then remembered that I wanted to edit and post a video on Instagram or a photo on Instagram because it had been quite a while since I'd done that, and I didn't actually manage to post it, but I have edited. So once I had that thought in my head, I really couldn't concentrate on the book. So I've ended up reading a tiny bit, and I'm hoping to read a little bit before I go to bed. Anyway, thank you all so much if you made it this far. I really appreciate it, and I hope that you're all having a lovely day wherever you are, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!